Losers. Here we go. This is the one that everybody always likes more. I save it for a second. It's like eating your dessert. Number one biggest loser, no question, Elon Musk. So Elon Musk made the Wisconsin State Supreme Court a referendum on himself.
I never could have imagined that I'd be taking on the richest man in the world.
So what really happened in Wisconsin, and was it really worth all that money, Elon Musk? Well, his preferred candidate lost, and it's raising questions now about whether he is politically toxic, whether it was just a bad investment, or whether Democrats have finally figured out who to run against in order to motivate their base.
Elon Musk sunk $25 million into a Wisconsin judge that he personally campaigned for, even going so far as to wear a cheese hat on his head. And not only did the guy lose, the guy got spanked. Critics are calling this the Musk effect, which isn't exactly a compliment. I'm really so shocked this didn't work. In his campaign rally TED Talk, Elon Musk framed the Wisconsin Supreme Court election as a deciding factor for the future of America and Western civilization. But moments after his candidate lost, Elon Musk took to Twitter and tweeted that this was the most important thing, referring to a referendum on a voter ID requirement. This is what's known as a cope. Is he really making out like he didn't just tell us that the Wisconsin election might decide the future of Western civilization? And now he's crawfishing his way back to the voter photo ID amendment? Sure thing! Elon Musk loves to pretend that there is a shadowy cabal of George Soros operatives lurking at every corner. In fact, every time he gets heckled at one of his speeches, he claims there's Soros operatives in the crowd. So I jokingly tweeted after the election results, what is Elon Musk thinking right now? Does he think that he got out-operatived by George Soros in this election? Just a little joke, right? Well, apparently and predictably, that's exactly what he thought, because he retweeted this tweet about being outspent by George Soros by 230%. This is what's known as another cope. It has nothing to do with Soros, it's just that Elon is a sore ass loser. Get it? Let me dispense with the obvious truth that Elon Musk is so eagerly avoiding right now. Elon, let me help you out, bro. How do I say this? No one likes you.
Losers. Here we go. This is the one that everybody always likes more. I save it for a second. It's like eating your dessert. Number one biggest loser, no question, Elon Musk. So Elon Musk made the Wisconsin State Supreme Court a referendum on himself. Not only because he donated upwards of $20 million across a variety of channels through super PACs, through the state party. He was by far the largest giver. And yes, Republicans, I know George Soros gave money. I know Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker gave money. They both gave nearly seven-figure or slightly more than seven-figure donations, but nowhere near what Elon Musk gave. Musk also decided to go to the state on Sunday night. He did a rally where he wore a cheese head in Green Bay, clearly trying to say, people say that I can't win a race, or people say I'm unpopular and being linked to me is bad, but I'm going to prove it's not.
So Elon Musk thought his millions could sway the good folks of Wisconsin. Spoiler alert, they weren't having it. In a twist that left many chuckling into their cheese curds, the state's Supreme Court race turned into a David versus Goliath showdown for the ages. Musk, the tech titan known for launching cars into space, buying social media platforms on a whim, and tweeting with abandon, decided to throw his weight behind conservative candidate Brad Schimmel for Wisconsin's Supreme Court. But he didn't just offer a polite endorsement. He went all in. Through his America PAC, Musk funneled a staggering $21 million into the race, transforming what is typically a lower-profile judicial contest into a national spectacle. The result? The most expensive state Supreme Court race in U.S. history, with total spending soaring to a jaw-dropping $99 million. Musk's involvement turned the election into a referendum not just on judicial philosophy, but on the influence of billionaire-backed super PACs in local politics. Yet, for all the money spent, Wisconsin voters proved that their ballots weren't up for sale. The message was clear. No amount of Silicon Valley cash could buy their court.
I never could have imagined that I'd be taking on the richest man in the world.
It's been the most expensive judicial race ever. And despite Elon Musk spending nearly $20 million, the Democrat, Susan Crawford, has won in Wisconsin. Musk campaigned for Brad Schimmel and came to Green Bay just Sunday to hand out two $2 million checks. Democrats like J.B. Pritzker and Barack Obama supported Crawford.
Elon Musk is just having a terrible week, and it only gets worse. I mean, he got the big L Tuesday night, defeated by the Democratic candidate for the Supreme Court in Wisconsin, where he spent $20 million of his own money. The Republicans spent $100 million to try to get their far-right Trumper elected, and the Democratic candidate won, which guarantees that Wisconsin will have a 4-3 Democratic majority for decisions that are coming up, such as abortion rights, such as redistricting in 2030 and other issues. So that didn't work out so well. Then news broke today that Trump has told his inner circle that Elon is out. That Elon is out. And the reason being is because I don't know what Elon is more popular than, but I think the bubonic plague is more popular than Elon. I think people would rather have the bubonic plague in their house than have Elon. And he's the reason they're not doing so well. And even though the Republicans won in the two special elections in Florida, they were both very red districts. Trump won those districts by 60%. The Republicans had won them by 35% or so, and they only won the two districts by 14%. They lost 20-some% from the Republican candidates and 50% from where Trump was. That's not good. And even DeSantis talked about how they're concerned about Florida now. And it's all because of Trump and Musk. They're the reasons. And so that's why Elon is going to get out of the White House, out of being close to Trump, because he's not too popular. And I wonder why. These decisions aren't particularly popular with Doge, that benefit the rich and that hurt everybody else. Then there's more information coming out about Tesla. They've had their worst year ever on delivering units, way down. And the big news is coming April 22nd when Tesla reports its annual earnings. That one is going to be a real one that's going to take the cake. And there's a reason why Elon did this little deal with his AI company that bought the Twitter, that did all this other stuff to pump it up, because the Tesla stock is going to probably really, we think it's tanked so far. You watch what happens when these numbers come out April 22nd. If these numbers are as bad as I think they are, Tesla stock is going to drop again even more. It is definitely on the express elevator down, I think. So there you have it. Elon is not doing so well. And I understand he's been crying a lot too, complaining about the Tesla sales. Well, you know what, Elon, you made these choices, you made these decisions. And when the consumers decide they don't like your product and they're going to boycott it, there you have it. But you made the decision to cause this to happen. You and Donald Trump. There you have it. Love to hear from my Democrats, my MAGAs, my crazies, my cuckoos, my burned out light bulbs. Tesla is his weakness. And people boycotting and not buying it is definitely causing the weakness to grow. There you have it.
In a move that had eyebrows shooting up faster than a SpaceX launch, Elon Musk handed out $1 million checks to two voters at a Green Bay town hall, anointing them as spokespeople for his political group. Musk framed the gesture as a publicity stunt, insisting it was meant to spark discussion. But critics saw it differently. Questions about the ethics of such blatant cash giveaways quickly took center stage. The backlash was immediate. Democrats seized the opportunity to frame Musk's actions as yet another example of billionaire overreach in democracy. The electorate, too, responded with resounding clarity. Turnout surged, signaling a powerful rejection of external influence in Wisconsin's judiciary. The message was clear. The courts were not up for sale. This energy mirrored past elections where grassroots resistance pushed back against deep-pocketed attempts to tip the scales.
So what really happened in Wisconsin, and was it really worth all that money, Elon Musk? Well, his preferred candidate lost, and it's raising questions now about whether he is politically toxic, whether it was just a bad investment. or whether Democrats have finally figured out who to run against in order to motivate their base. We did some rough math. Let's take a look at this here. Elon Musk donated $3 million of his own money. Then his America PAC, which he runs, put up another $12.6 million in advertising and get out the vote stuff. This other one, Building America's Future, another Musk-aligned PAC, a lot of dark money, $7.7 million in the race, for a total of about $23.3 million from the Musk universe, for about 1,063,000 votes won by the conservative candidate Brad Schimmel. It comes out to $21.91 per vote that Brad Schimmel, the preferred Musk candidate, won. Is that a good way to spend money? Is that worth the time and effort? That's going to be studied over by Republicans and certainly by Democrats, because $21.91 per vote that Schimmel got, how much did it help drive Democratic turnout? If you listened to Susan Crawford, the liberal candidate in this race, it was all about Elon Musk in the closing week. She believed that by running against the wealthiest man in the world, she would pull it off and convince Wisconsin voters that they didn't want Musk coming into the state and buying a seat on the court.
Our courts are not for sale.
So watch how Democrats now, going into congressional races, 2 governor's races later this year in New Jersey and Virginia, use Musk, the work he's doing to dismantle the federal government, or the idea that the wealthy are getting off better than the working class. See how that gets now used in other elections across the country. And let's see if Elon Musk wonders about whether or not $21.91 a vote is really a good use of his money.
So you normally wouldn't come out, but Elon Musk got you out here?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Really?
It ruffled some feathers.
He should shut his mouth and stay with his own business. Not tell the president of the United States, say, hey, we're going to do this. Hey, we're going to do this. And the president, oh, yeah, we can do that.
Talk to a lot of people who are, I'll say annoyed with just how much has been on television. It's really been in our face, but it's an important election where it's a very divided court. So there's a lot at stake here. I wasn't a fan of what Elon was doing with the money, but ultimately I still support where Brad's coming from in terms of pro-life issues. So ultimately that's what I was thinking about when I cast my vote here today.
Personally, I don't remember it ever being like this for a non-presidential election.
Really?
So it just felt like the campaign ads were higher stakes. They were more vicious. They were more relentless. Every other commercial is a campaign ad, and I just don't remember ever seeing that for a non-presidential, a Supreme Court. I don't think Elon changed my vote. I was always going to vote the way that I voted today. But again, it adds an additional layer of stakes, and I hope that people see what's happening and see that they're actively trying to buy our government, and I hope that that motivates other people.
Aside from the president saying, I'm not leaving, is there any other image of the shambolic state of our democracy, perhaps something that looks like what you might get if you fed the destruction of democracy into an AI meme generator? Oh, right, Elon Musk. Okay. The richest and most fertile man in the world went to Wisconsin, where he came out in a cheese hat before giving million-dollar checks to voters in an effort to influence the Supreme Court race in Wisconsin. Hey, you know what that's about? You know what that's about, Elon? Their culture is not your costume, Musk. Their people... Do not appropriate their dairy chapeaux.
Following the loss, Musk tried to reframe the situation. He claimed he had expected defeat all along and that his real victory was the approval of a constitutional amendment requiring voter ID, a measure he described as the true priority. But this rationalization did little to soften the sting. Musk had invested substantial financial and personal capital into the effort, only to watch it crumble under the weight of voter pushback. This episode underscores a hard truth. Money has limits in the political arena. Wisconsin voters made it clear that their ballots aren't commodities, and their judiciary isn't for sale. It's a testament to the enduring strength of grassroots activism and a reminder that democracy thrives not on the wallets of the few, but on the collective will of the people. So as we sip our lattes and scroll through the latest headlines, here's a thought to chew on. In a system where money often speaks the loudest, how do we ensure that everyday citizens still have a voice? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're craving more stories that cut through the noise, hit that like button and subscribe. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next.